Hey subscribers, although I got three. I started this channel not too long ago again, along with my other channels, and I'm gonna just want to give you guys an update on the cycling and the discipline of cycling and what's going on. Um, I did 62 miles today, um, out to Carson City. Windy day. Probably had 15-mile-an-hour winds this morning, um, for sure. And I heard some noise out there. Beautiful day. We have, for the last week and a half, received, um, our air was full of smoke coming out of California, so definitely unhealthy breathing. So it gave me time to do some things, make some investments online, and relax. And so I think I did one ride last week, and I started today with another ride, 62, and I did that in like 3.5 hours. Beautiful, beautiful day. It was about 70. I left the house. It was about 68, 65 degrees. Absolutely gorgeous. And I did a big gear, 52 12 heading out. Well, I started in the 52 13 and headed out and warmed up. And of course, I'm just going to give kudos to eFuel once again. Um, I sucked down an eFuel before I left, and I am now at the weight I want to be, 195 pounds. So that's my perfect weight, or thereabouts. 6 feet 3, 195 pounds is a great weight for me. And I accomplished that in 7 months. I lost about 35 pounds, maybe. I mean, I was extremely healthy, of course, and just 30 pounds heavier from um, not doing too much cycling and doing a lot of work on the farm. Anyway, lost that weight through, of course, changing my eating habits, and being a ex athlete for many years. I know how to control my eating and the things in my intake, my caloric carbohydrate intake, and get rid of that weight, turn it into muscle. And once again, I take in carbohydrates and sugars, simple complex carbohydrates, and the like by using eFuel and a bullet, or blending foods, green vegetables, and anyway, if you want to perform well, you definitely have to eat well, and you have to drink well. And as the owner of eFuel says, that every so often, there's a formula, of course. You need to ingest, for example, some type of gel or fluid or goo, and you need to supplement that with water, of course. The water becomes the transporter of whatever you ingest, and you don't want to be eating foods like bars and snacks, because then your digestive system will have to digest that. So when you're training and on rides, you need to ingest periodically the gels, and it'll keep you at your optimum performance. So I felt fantastic. 62 miles with no issues. I had some hills and a lot of wind. And like I said, I have no issues. And then when you return back to your base, wherever you are, then you can eat foods. And I came back and I ate some rice and some beets and squash and some almonds and a couple of peaches. So, you can eat that food and let your stomach digest everything. Let your intestines digest that type of food when you're relaxing. And when you're on the road doing exercise, you definitely want to ingest gels and liquids, carbohydrates and sugars. And you do that, like I said, periodically and with water. Always with water, otherwise that will sit in your gut and it won't be, it won't metabolize into your system. So you need to add water. And that's why gels are sold and those type of things, because if you were to take pre-mixed fuels, you would need, X amount of water weight-wise. So that's why you eat gels when you run or you gels when you bicycle. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I want to get some videos of cycling around my area more, but like I said, it was smoky, and today the wind blew out a lot of the smoke. It actually blew it back towards California. We had an east wind that drove all the smoke back towards all those fires that were happening over there. It was horrible over here, and it did cool down quite a bit, but they say that we're going to be getting some more heat here in the next few days. So it'll be back up to maybe 95 or 100, I don't know. But I'm about ready to get some cool temperatures. As you all know from my other channel, Holy Crap, What's Next? Old Blue was a project that I finished, and, well, I didn't finish. I actually sold the project, okay? It was an old truck, and I sold that 52 truck to a guy in Michigan. So that project is no longer around, and I'm freed up. So, like all good things, it was a nice run. It was a lot of fun. It was a learning experience. But now I can do more of what I really like to do, which is bicycle. And I'm going to be talking about, I think I'm going to be doing a repair, greasing, and cleaning of my bicycle. Okay? So, that'll be coming up in the next video somewhere. And just if you guys want to know, this the money that came out of the truck, I bought some Tesla stock at the split. So I'm a happy camper with that. And I bought a few other stocks as well. So those will be sitting away as I ride my bicycle into the future. So there's no need of telling you, what kind of money I put in and how much money I make. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at all. But I did take that money out of the truck, the profit that I made, and reinvested that into the stock market. Which I think, let my money make money, and let it make money. And it's easier doing that than, but you have to be careful, but it's easier doing that than it is to actually, do a big project. It's just time consuming, very time consuming. So once this weather breaks, I'll be doing some more cycling and different areas coming up soon. So anyways, guys, it's been a couple of weeks since I did a video, and really not much going on other than COVID and lockdown everywhere. Um, I did have some issues regarding my vehicle, but I don't want to get too much into the vehicle thing because it's actually still ongoing. And the vehicle is now repaired and it is perfect. And I'm happy about that. I'm not happy about the company who did it prior to this newest company. And of course, I talk about that in Holy Crap, What's Next? That was a vehicle company called Wild West Chevy out in Yerington, Nevada. And their workers need to be schooled. One of the worker that did my alignment is no longer there, and the second guy definitely needs some new schooling. And I'm sure the management right now is working on the issues at hand, what they did to me and what they said to me. You know, it's interesting. As teammates in an event, for example, cycling, your team is only as good as the teammates. And that is tantamount to employees that work for you. Your company is only as good as your employees. You have bad employees, guess what? You're going to have bad output in your company. The same thing with racing. If you're going to have teammates who are not on the same page, then you're going to have trouble having that team to be efficient and to do what the team manager wants them to do, okay, in order to win in anything. So, I'm just saying, if it's a company or if it's a team, um, you're only as good as the body as a totality. So, of course, over the years, racing on a few bicycle teams, I've experienced that. And if you're new to bicycling and you're without a team, you'll find that you're not invited into a team setting very easily, okay? So if you're in a large competitive race and there's a lot of teammates and you're not part of the team or a team and you're going unattached, if you will, you'll find that the other teammates won't work with you. Now, it's not always the case because they need you as well. So they'll use you and use you up and spit you out. And that's fine. But you just have to keep that in your head when you're racing against other teams and you're unattached. Try to work with a team, work with a group, and you'll find that to your benefit. And now, if you think you can bypass that and, for example, break away in a team experience where you want to break away from the whole pack, well, good luck, because the team will be coming to get you. So, anyways, that's about Wild West Chevy, and that we're working on that one, and maybe at a video in the future on Holy Crap, What's Next? I'll tell you guys about that. Now, cycling. I'd like to hear from anybody who's out there cycling. I want to hear what you guys are doing in your training, and how you're performing, and what are you going to be doing next? You got some races coming up. I know it's tough right now with COVID, and a lot of this stuff is virtual. Anyways, we're getting closer to the winter months in my neck of the woods, so it'll be bundling up soon, up to a point where there may be snow on the ground or frost, and I'm not riding anymore. So I'll be getting indoor trader and using apps like Zwift or Swift or whatever it is, apps, and doing training indoors and keep my fitness level up. And I'm sure a lot of people are doing now. Other parts of the country, I guess, for example, New Zealand and Australia, is their winter's coming to an end, and their spring is, or summer is coming. Lucky you guys. So, anyways, guys, I'll be talking here one of these days while I am doing some riding around the neighborhood, and that'll be uploaded here in a couple days or maybe next week. Anyways, thanks for stopping in here in Real Wheel Life Cycling, okay? And give me a thumbs up, guys, and we'll see you in the future. Thanks for stopping by, and power on.